Kurgan here, back with another weapon review. Today I'll be going over the massive changes that the UMP-45 received with the Armored Kill Weapons patch on September 4th. To start this off, I've got to say, the UMP is a very enjoyable gun now, and DICE has made some great tweaks to it. Before the patch, I've seen this as one of the worst weapons in the game, and I don't think I was alone on this, as I rarely ever seen the UMP used. Now to cover the changes I mentioned. The only real changes the UMP received was a change to its minimum and its maximum damage, and its drop-off range. Previously, the UMP did 25 maximum damage and 13.75 minimum damage. Coupled with its low rate of fire of 600 and its high first shot recoil multiplier, as well as low recoil decrease, it just was a weapon that was bad at virtually all ranges. Close quarters, it fired too slow and did too little damage to be effective. And mid to long range, its high first shot recoil meant it was not good at burst firing, and the low recoil decrease meant it was also bad at fully automatic fire. It was a gun with no real strong points. It took a long time for DICE to really see this. Finally, we see this weapon get some love. With the Armored Kill patch, the damage has now been revised. Instead of the old 25 maximum damage and 13.75 minimum damage, it's now been changed to 34 maximum and 12.5 minimum. Giving the UMP 34 damage at close range put this weapon in a very select group of weapons. The only non-recon weapons that do 34 damage are the M60, the G3A3, which I already reviewed, the PKP, and the M240B. Now if you notice the pattern, only one of those weapons is a non-LMG, and even then it's restricted to the assault class. By changing the UMP to 34 damage as a personal defense weapon, it now gives every single class an opportunity to wield a weapon like this. But the problem I have with this, while it does now make the UMP useful, is that the damage drops off so sharply. The UMP only retains its 34 damage per bullet out to a range of 5 meters, or about 16 feet. Between 10 and 15 meters, the UMP is still ahead of the curve on damage, both ranges being over 25 damage still. But, with its extremely low rate of fire already at those ranges, many guns surpass it in killing power. By 20 meters, it's now under 25 damage and really lacking. And by 30 meters, the M5K now does more damage per round while also firing 300 rounds per minute faster. Couple those damage numbers with the extremely slow speed of the rounds, and the UMP starts suffering at about only 20 meters. And the next change doesn't make the range situation any better, though its overall effect isn't going to be that drastic. This change lowers the UMP's drop-off range from 50 meters to 40 meters. Those are both pretty long ranges, and trying to do anything but suppress with any of the PDWs is a bit crazy at that distance. So overall, this change should not have a drastic effect on how people use the UMP. Now, I do understand the point of these changes was to make the UMP a CQ monster, and I think it did a great job of that. I just think that the damage drops off a little too sharply while in CQ. Having only a 5 meter range where this gun is truly at home means it's basically in contention with shotguns, which that's just not a match this gun will win, requiring 3 hits to kill compared to 1 from something like an 870, a SPAS 12, or an M1014. I personally would like to see the damage at least bumped up out to the 10 meter range. Bring 10 meter damage from 28.6 to maybe 30 or 31. Then have this weapon continue dropping off drastically like it currently does. As it sits now, the UMP feels miles ahead of what it previously was, but I almost always find the M5K is just superior. The difference at close range is not much, but even there, the M5K is the faster killer. By mid-range, the M5K has a 200 ms advantage, almost making it kill twice as fast as the UMP. Overall though, if you're looking for a slow firing heavy hitter that's great in CQ, do not pass up the UMP. The damage changes made this gun very fun after the patch, and I highly suggest anyone to try it. It might become your PDW of choice. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, or sub. If you want to see a weapon review, leave it in the comments and I'll see what I can do.